Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. In case you don't know who blew up the Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2 pipelines, we have here some little incriminating sources or people who are telling us how excited they are that some people in Europe will pay for the gas much more than they paid before. It's clearly that the United States of America sabotages Europe and Ukraine in the name of acquiring the Russia's wealth, the natural resources, and destroying that enemy once and for all, maybe the whole country. Now, I'm going to show you here how the US celebrates, not the victory. I look at it the other way. So, Ukraine was ordered to stop the transit, the Russian transit. I say order because, the Russian transit of cheap gas into Europe, some European countries, by the Americans. Someone blew up the Nord Stream pipelines, all right? And now we see celebration. And not only celebration, we're going to see a criminal mockery of the countries that will not have gas, cheap gas. They will have more expensive gas, and guess who comes to help? The United States of America, plus Romania. Romania has so much gas, I didn't know that. I'm just kidding. That they will supply the whole Europe with its Black Sea gas. My God, these guys are baboons. This is what's going on right now. Those guys want to destroy the Russians, too strong, They use the Ukrainians, and in the same time they destroy the Europeans. And they conquer Europe. They take 100% control. They ordered the guys stop the gas towards Europe. The Europeans self-imposed sanctions. Why? Yes, sir. And the population is going to have a worse standard of living. Your children, if you live in Europe. But nevertheless, let's see who celebrates. Right here. This comes from the New Voice of Ukraine. This is how these guys are framing this. Stopping gas transit through Ukraine is one of Russia's most expensive defeats, White House Kirby, an imbecile, 9th of January, right here. So, this guy says that Kiev, end of Russian gas transit via Ukraine, one of Moscow's most costly defeats. It's $6 billion, I think. All right, that's what they lost, right here. Ukraine move will deprive Russia of about $6.5 billion in annual revenue, but they have the Chinese with about $300 billion or something like this for the next few years. Unbelievable. Anyway, Ukraine halts Russian gas transit, costing Moscow billions. So, this is how they frame it. We're gonna hurt them. We, not the Ukrainians, we, and we're celebrating. And Nord Stream 1, Nord Stream 2 pipelines, we don't know who did it. Really? Come on. We're celebrating that. But they don't tell you that by doing this, Hungary, Slovakia, and other countries in Europe, Germany, will have more expensive gas. And you know who's going to come to help? Liquefied natural gas from the United States of America. The ones who made all this thing happen with the overthrowing of a government in 2014 of Ukraine. Then having these guys cut the transit towards the Europeans hold the line, the traitors in charge of the population in Europe, that's what it is. And the population is still staying home. You know what you need to do? Go and vote. All right? Go and vote. Go and vote. All right. This is it. They give you this side. But hey, let me show you how the Ukrainians are celebrating. Ukrainians, the traitors in charge of Ukraine, that's how I should call them. Let's call the right term here. Use the right term. Ukraine's foreign ministry reminds Hungary who's really to blame for issues in Europe's energy market. The United States of America. That's the answer, not the Russians. The Russians would give you cheap gas. They would give you cheap gas. And they are one. You, at the orders of those guys, you think you're going to hurt the Russians. You're going to hurt the Europeans more. Is this an understanding between the Russians and the American interests? It seems like because the victim right here, besides Ukraine, is the European Union. You think you're going to win? Hey, I'm going to show you. Again, these guys, I'm going to remind you, obviously, it's Putin, the war invasion of Ukraine unprovoked. But who overthrew the government? Who brought NATO this close? Who threatened Russia by bringing NATO close to it? Oh, there's not a threat? Then it means the Russians can bring troops, let's say, in Mexico? See how the Americans will react to that. No, Mexico is a free country, can do. And let me show you how this is portrayed by the Ukrainians. They mock the Slovaks. They mock right here. New Voice of Ukraine. This is the page, the main page. And I have this right here. Where are you, baby doll? Right here. You see this article by this guy? I think this guy is the one. Just read the title. Withdrawal Syndrome. Slovak Hlas slams gas transit halt. Threatens Ukraine's EU future. So, withdrawal syndrome, the Ukrainians are laughing. Yeah, what's wrong with you now, guys? You don't have it? You don't have gas, cheap gas? You're gonna have like us, expensive gas from our new masters? Because we can't be independent somehow. And they say Slovakia slams gas transit halt. Threatens Ukraine's. So the guys from New Voice of Ukraine, they are laughing. Oh, you have withdrawals now? A population will have less gas, or not if less gas, more expensive. Everything else is gonna be more expensive, except stupidity. Stupidity is free. Right? So remember that one, and remember what they told to the Hungarians. I have to remind you who did it. Al Capone did it. What are you talking about? Al Capone talked about those NordStream pipelines before the war in Ukraine. Before, Trump did not like it. There was no war then. Why? If we can't this is the. Remember, this aggravates me. That's why I make these videos for one reason of many others. Is I feel lied by these hypocrites and liars, and some of them criminals, I would say. We thought in Romania, we were fed this mirage that the United States of America is the land of the free, democracy, and capitalism, the market economy. And how great, and there are rules, and the contract is a contract, all freaking BS. I just kicked my glasses off. Nevertheless, so when I came here and with time, I realized that's bullshit. And free media, another lie. The free media here is, man, like the media in the United States of America. We were told a lie, 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 lie. I've been lied, and they keep lying. That's what bothers me. That's what bothers me with these guys, lying all the time. And now they tell me, oh, no, we can't compete with them under the capitalist market economy, right, and market. We can't compete. What do? Instead of creating something better, using our brain, no, we try to ban those guys from even competing against us. That is, getting the Russian gas out of that the competition on the market so we can sell our garbage, because we produce our garbage more expensive. Why? We have to bring it through the ships. Those guys just build pipelines. Now this is capitalism. It doesn't work only with that. If these guys lose somewhere, immediately they impose tariffs. Why? To protect our ineffective fucking. God damn it! I'm just. It's personal. We have names. They're over there. We have names. And they tell me that withdrawal syndrome, after you order these baboons that you control them to cut the gas, and these guys have children and have a withdrawal, you tell me that's not criminal? And let me show you who comes to help. Europe, right there. New Voice of Ukraine. EU aiming to phase out Russian gas by 2027. And until then, what happens? What happens for what? 2 years or 3? What happens? Secures first contract from Romanian offshore field. So, what do you think will happen? Think in these terms, my friends. When they tell you, in 3 years we're going to have this, maybe, that means that you are going to lose 3 years of your life that you will never get back. Think in those terms, and you would not accept any pain. Oh, we're going to go through a 3 years pain. No, I don't want to go through any pain. You get out. I want the guy who promises me that I'm not going to go through that. We're going to have it better. No, give us 10 years of your life and then maybe we have it better. No, I don't like that contract at all. at all. We've been told in Romania after 1990, the revolution, blah, 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 we're gonna be like, I don't know, Switzerland in no time, man. Democracy, Americans are coming, and the freedom, and then, how do you call it, the capitalism. Yeah? What happened? And there were sacrifices. That's when I got the fuck out, because I figured out what's going on. And what happened? Who gives back generations 10 years? At least 10 years. From 1990 to 2000, at least 10 years. Who gives 10 years of your life, of your sacrifice? To whom? I don't want to do that. I don't want to be promised that. The same with the unions in DHHS, Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. They suck. They came and told us, very happy, that they're going to give a raise of about 5% in, I don't know, like 3 years. You divide that and you get what, 1 point something percent a year? And the inflation was what, 13%? Oh, no, the real inflation, not the garbage inflation for diamonds. I don't care the inflation for diamonds. I don't eat diamonds. I eat food, garbage, what they give us. I use gas. I use electricity. That's inflation. I eat property taxes and so on. That's the inflation for me. Don't give me, the Bentley has an inflation only of 3%. I don't have a Bentley. I can have one, but I don't want. Anyway, just kidding. So again, where's the sacrifice? I don't want anything. And they said, the union, we're going to do. No, you failed. Well, it's better than nothing. You get out. I want 10%. At least I want the same value. I don't want to lose the dollar's value with your inflation and all that. They were telling us that 1.5% or something a year, it's a success. And they were giving us the empty part of the glass, saying, we did it for you, better than zero. Fuck off! I want 50%. That's a winner for me, not a 1%. But they were like, all of those guys, they don't know what they're doing. Besides, that's another thing. Anyway, I'm just angry as fuck right now. Anyway, let's move on. The European Union plans to phase out Russian gas by 2027. And by then, what are you going to do? They will ask you to put some clothes on and have a war maybe by 2027. And then what? So they will not have Russian gas, but going to have expensive gas. 4 to 5 times more expensive. Good job. And that Romanian, rig in the Black Sea, we're going to make sure it's going to supply the whole Europe with a... I'm losing my fucking heart here. That little contract with that little Romanian offshore gas field will be able to support the entire European Union, will substitute the Russian gas. You think? That's a lie. That's a lie. For you just to shut the fuck up. Propaganda works with images, with promises, with stories. A good story. That's how propaganda is made. That's how you regiment. We're going to get to the promised land. We're going to have milk and honey. Everybody like, baboons. But in the meantime, you have to conquer about, 5 nations, destroy like 100 city-states. And who knows, in the process, you're going to be fucked up. I'm sorry, my friends, but... this is clear. This is clear. This is clear. Let me give you this, just some numbers here. The Austrian OMV, which operates the Romanian offshore field Neptune. So we have Austrians. Austria has no fucking oil. Austria doesn't have oil, as far as I know, but they own the Romanian oil. How come? It's a national resource. National strategic resource. They do it. Neptune. So they signed its first export contract with German company Uniper. The deal involves the supply of 1.7, okay, that is per year for the 3 years, starting in of gas per year for the 3 years. So it starts only then. By then, I don't know, use some firewood. This volume represents 1.5% of Germany's gas imports. Germany. What about Czech Republic? What about Slovakia? What about Hungary? What about Poland? Poland has gas, but nevertheless. How about those countries? Germany? These guys are screwing Europe. And they don't care, man. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. Look, and I'm going to bring this over and over. Remember Madeleine Albright Stein, the former Secretary of State of the United States of America, about the Iraq war, the sanctions imposed on Iraq. It's on 60 Minutes. You still find it on YouTube. When she was asked by the equally tribe member, and whatever the person's name was, so do you think that estimates of Iraqi children that died due to the sanctions, US imposed sanctions, is about 500,000 children? Do you think it's a price worth paying by them, not by us, by them? And the criminal said, yes, I think it's a price worth paying. 500,000 children due to our sanctions. Do you think these guys care about Romania or Poland or Ukraine? For me, that was like, all right, the case is settled right there, clearly. Rest my case, criminals. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.